Hi, good morning, welcome back. It is the day of the 10K. It's currently 8:20 in the morning. I've got my coffee, took the dog for a walk. I've got my speaker connected and I'm listening to the playlist for Between the Waves, the book. I generally make playlists for every book. I've mentioned this before, or like for every project I'm working on, I'll make a playlist. Music is a really big part of my process and it really gets me inspired, and so many story ideas that I've had have come from like me getting sucked into a song and the scene starting to play out in my head. So we're going to start with listening to the playlist that I made for this book specifically. I have my scenes all written out now, and I have a little word tracker that I drew waves on. That took way too long. I don't know why I did that. Actually, I do. It looks pretty. I like it. And then this is something that I've shown many times in my videos of writing vlogs specifically, but I'm going to use the Forest app to do some timed writing sprints. This is what it looks like. I'm going to use that app because I like it. It makes me happy. I like planting trees. We're going to get started with some 20-minute writing sprints, and we're going to see how many of these words we can get through. I'm really excited. This is the most that I've prepped for a writing day in a very long time, like multiple months. So I'm excited to have such a solid plan, and I feel good about all the scenes. I feel like it'll be easy to get into a flow state today. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I didn't jinx it by saying that, but okay, let's do it. All done? Did you have a nice drink? I think that the majority of the updates are gonna be from here. Hi! Just because this is where I've been working all day. It's currently 6:15 at night in the evening. I have finished 7,140 words. Again, I've mentioned this before, but because this is the second draft of something that I've already written, I kind of have some material to work from. So there was a good chunk of those words, like a couple thousand probably, that I rewrote very similarly to how they were already written, which of course is nice because then it means it's not as much work for me. It's not like brand new words from scratch. Although arguably sometimes it's more work because I have to fix words that already exist, and my brain really likes drafting new words. So I've got a little over 7,000 words and I've finished 3 scenes. I honestly think I'll probably finish scenes 4 and 5 that I wanted to get done today. And once I finish those, I'll probably hit 10,000 already. I usually write scenes that are around 2,000 words. In this case, each one's been 2,000 to 2,500, which was to be expected. Now that I'm like actually doing the 10K day, I feel like I probably didn't need to write out 10 different scenes to do, but either way, I think it's good to have those ready anyways. It just takes a lot of the pressure off of me to try and find things to work on when I am trying to push out 10,000 words in a day. So I would always rather have more scenes prepared than less. Because less means that I'm gonna get stressed out, and more means that I have a lot to choose from, and therefore there's more like flexibility for me to actually hit that word count. Now I'm gonna take a break because I'm not worried at all about the next few scenes. I have one where the main character and someone else get into a bit of an argument, and something that reveals a little bit about her happens. This is also obviously a scene I've written before. I'm gonna completely rewrite this one though, just because all of the context has changed. But either way, I'm excited about this scene because I like it, and there's a bunch of dialogue between two people arguing that I feel like just flows really quickly for me. And then the scene after that is basically when the main character has some sort of like magical training from one of the other characters. And I haven't written this scene before, but I've written one similar. But the character that's training her has entirely changed as far as personality and context goes. So it's a brand new scene basically. So that is going to be a brand new scene, and I'm excited for it. So I feel like I'll easily finish off those last two scenes tonight, which means I think that will bring us to 10,000, and I think it'll bring us to 50,000 in the current manuscript, which is very exciting. Although I am looking at the words right now, and we're gonna hit 50,000, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minimum 5 more scenes before getting to the midpoint. So it's definitely going to be over 100K manuscript again. What else is new? That's fine. I should expect this. But I'm going to take a break, probably for maybe an hour or so. I think I'm going to do my nails. I did a bit of a clean just to kind of tidy up the kitchen, and I actually still have some stuff to unpack from traveling. I was in Colombia last week. So I have a couple different like household errands, as well as doing my nails, maybe a face mask to peel off the rest of my sunburnt skin. Oops. A couple things like that I want to do. And then I'm going to get that last 3,000 or so words out. But yeah, that's what we're moving on to. Sometimes if I'm really struggling and none of the backup scenes are really working as far as inspiration goes, sometimes I'll even write like a backstory that is not actually going in the book, but if I'm stuck somewhere and I'm confused about what a character should be doing or a character's motivation for something, I'll go and write like kind of like a little mini story about why they might be doing what they're doing and what kind of influenced it at some point in their life. It's almost 9 p.m. When it gets late and I'm really trying to like push through and get that final couple thousand or couple hundred words, I'll still do like the timed intervals, but I'll make them super short. So the shortest that you can do on the Forest app is you can do 10-minute sprints or 10-minute timed intervals. So I will basically set a 10-minute interval, and then I will just crank out as much as I possibly can in 10 minutes, which is usually 100 to maybe 500 words if I'm really speeding through it. And then I'll let myself have like a very long break, and then I'll do it again. And I'll kind of just do that to get the last few words out. So that's what I'm gonna do now because it's almost 9 and I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's not even 10 p.m. and I'm ready for bed, and I'm gonna go to bed. It's been a long day though, to be fair. I hit 10,000, got just above. I got 10,099 words is the finishing amount. Honestly, my biggest tip for hitting 10,000 in a day is, why would you do that? Why are you doing it? That's like semi-sarcastic. Like if you have a deadline to hit or something, or you're just kind of crazy like me, and you feel like you need it to jumpstart your writing again, maybe go ahead and do it. But don't feel bad if you don't hit 10,000 words in a day, because 10,000 words in a day is an absolutely insane amount. A big daily word count for even like published authors and stuff is, you know, 2,000 words a day. That's quite a bit. That's like a lot to write in a day. And the 10,000 words a day thing is a one-off thing. I feel like I should make that very clear. This is not something that I could ever do every single day. And I don't even know, honestly, like if I wanted to do it once a week or something and then not write any other day, I still don't know if I'd be able to do that, because I feel like doing it too often kind of just like increases your chances of burnout when it comes to your writing projects, and that's not what you want. I feel good about them, but I am also exhausted. And the last like 1,500 were almost exactly copied over from the previous draft. They've been like edited a little bit, and a few parts have been like rewritten, but that's kind of just part of the process, you know? You use what you have, you write new things when you need to, you try and hit your goals by whatever means necessary, and then you decide that you're not going to set another 10,000 words per day goal for a long time. So I will say the planning made it 10 times easier. I actually ended up only getting through 4 of the scenes that I wrote down. I ended up writing down 10 different scenes. I have in my like little tracking book, I have just the title of each scene basically. And then on my laptop, I have a document that outlines more details of each scene and what exactly is supposed to happen and kind of what the main purpose of the scene is. And I did that for 10 different scenes that I was prepared to write today in order to hit that 10,000 word goal. And I ended up only writing 4 of them. And then the rest of the words came from a new scene that popped into my head because I realized it needed to be included in order to connect the 4th scene to the 5th scene that I had written down in my notebook. There needed to be kind of like a short scene between there that I just hadn't thought of when I was doing the plotting or doing like the outlining. And sometimes that happens. The majority of the time when I'm writing or working on a writing project, I can do all the planning in the world, but at the end of the day, that planning is kind of just a skeleton to start building off of. It's like a jumping off point, because once I get into like the flow state of writing or get into a flow state while I'm writing, things change and things happen, and I really kind of just go with the flow, and sometimes a new scene needs to be added and sometimes another scene is going to be completely changed because that's not where it's flowing anymore. I feel like if I want to leave you off with anything from this video, or from the 2 videos, I guess, like the planning video as well as this video, it would be do as much planning as you feel like you need. Do enough planning that you feel comfortable and that you feel like you have a grasp on the project that you're working on, enough of a grasp to get some good words written for it, but don't hold yourself to the plan so rigidly that you don't allow yourself to explore and flow and kind of play with the story and the project, because it's still a creative process. There's no equation that works every single time. There's no strategy, there's no pattern. It's kind of just what works for you at that moment in time. And sometimes that's writing out an entire plan for a 10K day and then not following the plan whatsoever. Sometimes that's writing out the plan and following it to a T. But the most important thing is that you kind of just allow yourself to go with the flow, and you don't guilt trip yourself, and you don't feel bad if you don't follow the plan and if things go all over the place, because that's kind of just what the creative process does. And where's the fun? You know, where's the fun and exploration if you know everything that's going to be happening anyways? Then you don't get to explore and you don't get to play around and you don't get to try new things as much if you have everything planned out to a T and you force yourself to follow that plan. I can hear the dog having a dream right now. I need to take her out for her pee and then we're gonna go to bed because I'm tired. So thank you all so much for watching this video and the previous video about how to plan for a 10K day. I hope that it was somewhat helpful. I hope that you got some kind of new tips and tricks and strategies that you want to try for hitting those big word count days. Again, you don't need to hit 10K word days all the time. There are authors who write like 500 words a day or less, and they still publish books. Do a 10K word day if you think that it's going to work well for your creative process at that moment in time. If you don't think that that's going to work well, just throw the plan out the window. You don't need to do a 10K day. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.